So welcome to the Defender Dash workshop. What I thought I'd show you today is the TD5 version of the Defender Dash Mini. Been working on this for the last few weeks, and I don't have a TD5 myself, but I've been testing this out in a local one that's being renovated just along the road. I'll give you a demo of the unit in a minute. I have been testing it with this circuitry here, and that all seems to work out well. These are the Puma versions of the unit, so I'll be fitting TD5 version into the same control box as this, and I have a new circuit with the keyline circuitry on it, so I need to fit on the components onto that circuit board and put it all together. So let me just give you a quick demo through the screens on the TD5 edition. So this is the Defender Dash Mini fitted into a TD5 instrument cluster. Okay, so what I can show you is the 52mm mount that I've had designed for the unit. So I've now got a TD5 version of the clock. Now the intention here is you can put these in any of the 52mm positions, okay, and I have a number of different screens that mimic the TD5 gauges that people have. Okay, so this is the clock. We have a rev counter, okay, that's an aftermarket rev counter, I think, but I think I've seen this in a number of TD5s. And we also have the coolant gauge. Okay, so the coolant gauge is I think that's the standard fitting for the center of the dashboard. So these can all be configured in the configuration capability, so you can switch them on and off, reorder them, etc. If you were to have the coolant gauge in there, then you can basically navigate through the screens. Now from a navigation perspective, what I've done with this unit is basically you can touch it this side and go forward, you can touch it that side and go backwards. If you touch at the bottom, you can reduce the brightness, and if you touch at the top, you can increase the brightness. Okay, so let me just flick through the screens then, and you can see all the capabilities of the unit. So coolant, aftermarket rev counter, clock, you have got the GPS speed from a number of satellites. You can also, if you're in an area that's got average speed cameras, you can click in the middle here and you can see your average speeds from the point that you've hit in the middle of the screen, and then you can reset it by hitting again in the middle of the screen. Okay, then we have the gear calculated from the speed of the engine and the RPM. Now I'm feeding this with some dummy data just for demonstration purposes. We've got the latitude and longitude from GPS. I'll probably blur this out like people do when they're driving too fast in YouTube videos, just to avoid anyone coming and stealing the Defender Dash design. We wouldn't want that, would we? So that's the position in the world. Then we have compass. We're not moving just now, so it's just sitting at 0 degrees. Then we have the pitch and roll of the vehicle. So I'll just move the sensor here and you can see the vehicle pitching over to the right hand side or pitching forward. Okay, so that's the pitch and roll. Then you have the inside and outside temperatures from the additional sensors. You have the tyre pressures and the tyre temperatures. Then we have the engine levels, and for the TD5 I just have the battery voltage on this screen. Then we have engine health. I've got a little TD5 label up there, that's just for testing purposes. We'll remove that in the final version. And on this, what I have done now is basically on this screen you can see the fault codes. So if you tap in the middle of the screen, read your fault codes, and you can tap again in the middle to clear your fault codes. Okay, so that's a nice little feature. I haven't actually tested this out in the TD5 yet. I believe I've got the right commands, but and hopefully it'll work. I've tested it out on Puma, and it's working well. So then you have engine performance, so you get the MAF reading and the boost gauge with the little graphic for boost. The TD5 I'm testing on seems to read 0 on MAF, although the data is being delivered back. So it may be because it's a remapped version. I would like to get it tested out on another TD5, or I may need to put some other data in this screen. And then we go back to the coolant gauge. So that's all the standard screens. That has got some additional TD5 specific screens, and I may add some other screens to this. I was thinking of putting a proper full-size boost gauge in, and potentially some other things. So if you've got any suggestions, like and subscribe on the video, please, just to keep up the YouTube hits, and I will give you an update on the project as soon as I can.